Well, I want to welcome all our listeners here today. My name is Marcus. I'm a first-year student here at Proakatemia from Canada. And today I'm sitting here with Taru, Totti, and Teresa. And we're going to be talking a little bit about some of the distinctives that make Proakatemia what it is. And so, first of all, welcome. It's wonderful to have you all here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And to be able to talk about this school that we all care about very deeply. And so I want to begin here, first of all, by taking a moment for you all to introduce yourselves. And so maybe we'll begin with Taru.
Okay. My name is Taru Nurmalainen. I'm the team coach here in Proakatemia, and I have been actually working with this entry degree program for 5 years now, or a little bit over 5 years. And it's an awesome place to be, and I really love this place and this community.
Hello, my name is Teresa Teibe. I'm from Latvia and in international third-year team Grevio. And this year I'm also community leader for Proakatemia.
Yes, and hello, I'm Totti. I'm a second-year student, and I'm from the TIO side, which is the Finnish side of Proakatemia, and I'm from Finland and from Team Ropina.
Thank you all for introducing yourselves. And I thought maybe I'd still ask about the journey that brought you here to Proakatemia. And so how would you like to, would you be able to share a little bit about where you came from and how you came about being here today?
That's a great question. Well, I came from Latvia, moved here to write for this degree, Proakatemia, and I think how I found about this degree was I was just searching in study info, and I was some study portal, and I entered keywords leadership, business, company, and and Proakatemia degree came out, and I only applied for one degree after my high school, and it was Proakatemia, and I just came here straight away.
Yeah, I also was kind of hurry into getting into some school. I wanted to study something, but I didn't know what. And first I applied to the basic business degree here at Tampere. But then I found out that there's a more cooler version of business degree, which is Proakatemia, in my opinion. And then I applied here and got in, and that's how I'm here now.
Okay, maybe I'll answer as well. So I'm here as a lecturer, team coach, as we call it, us lecturers here in Proakatemia. And I have to say that I had a very long career as in international business, and I was kind of having a lot of kind of international contacts there. I had teams in different countries and kind of leading large projects and so on, and I was kind of having a lot of experience that I wanted to share with younger generation. And then I actually learned that there is this kind of place like Proakatemia. I wasn't interested in being a teacher, but I was really much interested in being a coach, team coach, and that is why I kind of started with my normal job. I started so-called teacher studies and actually got into Proakatemia. So this was my path here, and I couldn't be happier with my choice.
How about you, Markus?
Oh, myself, yeah. So I was applying we were moving as a family to Finland, and I'd been working as a minister in a church for the last 14 years, and I wanted to do something different, but I wanted to use some of the skill set that I had developed there. And so I was looking at applying into the IB program, which is where I actually applied first. And then I thought, well, I should apply somewhere else as well, just in case I don't get in. And I saw this Proakatemia thing, and I had no idea what it was about. And I thought, well, I'll throw my application in there, and then we'll see if I hear anything back from them or anything. And then we had the entrance exam, which was part of the entrance exam was an interview. And so to prepare for that interview, I started looking into a little bit more about what Proakatemia was about. And I thought, wow, this seems like a pretty interesting thing. But I was still struggling to really figure out what Proakatemia was really about. And it really it was a very pleasant surprise. It's a really good fit for me, I think, as a person. I guess I'm just blessed to have kind of by accidentally found here, but it seems like a lot of people by accidentally find themselves here and find this just to be the place that really helps to spur some growth in them on a personal level. Well, we want to start with one of the exciting things that happens at Proakatemia, and that is this concept of working on projects, working in teams. And really much of our education here is based on that. I'm still just a first-year student, a little over half a year under my belt, so to speak. But tell me a little bit about what it's like to start a company with your teammates. How about Teresa? How about you start with that?
Yeah, it is quite fun because we start together as first-year students, all going through the same courses, through the same introduction, and then we get selected to run a company together, and it is fun. At first it is very scary because you don't know these people, you just have worked with them a little bit on some courses, but then you have this realization that you will have to make it work in a company, to work with real customers, real money, and real people, and you have to build these friendships, and you have to be able to take courageous steps together. Especially as internationals, that was very big thing for me because I thought, it's just going to be easy. We're going to have projects handled to ourselves. But no, we were formed as a team, and then we started asking ourselves questions. Okay, who are we, and what can we do together?
Yeah, I agree. It's fun, and it seemed easier than it actually was. Turns out it's pretty hard to get along with 22 strangers in a team. But fairly quickly, I think we got it to work. And we managed to create some projects and started to make some real money. And I think now, in my second year of studying here, we're doing fairly well for now.
Yeah. What was that addition?
Well, there's every day new challenges. Every day something emerges, but pretty good.
Yeah, I think this is the point in Proakatemia that actually we in current business life we talk a lot about resilience, and resilience is the thing that there will be and will always be a lot of changes happening, and you have to be prepared for that. You cannot be fully prepared, but you can have the mindset that allows you to kind of take in those challenges and handle them without getting completely stressed or exhausted and kind of what can I do? I cannot do anything. But if you have this kind of challenges already during your studies, you are much more prepared for the work life, actually.
Yeah, and Proacademy is like the best place for trial and error. We have so much peer and coaches support, so it is great to explore like these kind of projects and actually fail. This is like we encourage that you try out and fail as well, and then you become more resilient to start up new projects in the future as well.
I know as a first-year student, we're apparently this was the first year with a new curriculum, which has meant that the first year has been divided into 4 sections called sprints. And each of these sprints has involved a certain kind of project in it. And it was quite, what would the word be, challenging maybe to, right in the first month already, we were told that, hey, you're going to have to do a project with some businesses in town. And I remember thinking to myself, like, how in the world is that going to work? I mean, I'm just here. I have no connections. And it was a very interesting way how the learning came through this project work. And just like Teresa was just saying, just this freedom to fail even if we need to. And the safety of the place of being able to do that here and working on projects, experiencing the successes and the failures that come along with those things really is an effective learning tool, and really helps you isolate in yourself what kind of things you need to learn. And so it's been an exciting time. I can only imagine in a month from now we begin our own teams like you guys, business. We establish real businesses, and then we'll be working with these teams for the next 3 years. And so it's going to be really exciting, and we're really looking forward to that change. Well, another distinctive feature of Proacademy is the emphasis on dialogue instead of monologue type, like a lecture type learning. Would you care to tell the listener a little bit more about what is a BIA and how does a BIA work? How about we start with you, Totti?
Yes, for people who this concept is new, it might be kind of odd, but we basically sit in a circle in a large room and talk about things that affect all of us. For example, my team, we wanted to be better at marketing, so then our team, the whole 22 people talked about marketing and shared our knowledge, and we also had a visitor in BIA who taught us some things about marketing, and we learned that way as a whole group.
Yeah, it's a really powerful learning cell, I would say. BIA is very powerful based on the fact that we have 20 minds in the room, and then we all of us have had some experience in marketing or have read some books on marketing, and then we communicate about what we have, we share it, and we get inspiration, and we are able to break through our own bubble that we have formed ourselves, and so it unlocks greater way of learning. If you compare, if there was just a lecture, marketing is this. Yes.
I think that in Proakatemia we are in a constant circle of like learning theory, putting it into practice, reflecting on the experiences from the practice, and then again kind of moving forward. So we kind of want to think that we don't here learn for some future need, some maybe I need this marketing skills after 5 years, when they are already kind of outdated actually, because everything is kind of developing so fast. But when you're actually doing a project where you need that marketing, whether it's social media marketing or something else, and then you have the need for, and you are actually learning things for that exact need for that project, and then it's much more rewarding to kind of talk about those things and try to kind of put them into practice immediately. So I think this is the kind of the key point here in Proacademy. We don't learn for some possible needs for somewhere else, but for what we actually currently, or what you actually currently need in your projects.
Yeah, that's it's a really interesting way, because I feel like a lot of us in a lot of schools. This is not my first time in a post-secondary school. I'm an adult student. I hate to say it, in my late 40s already, but in a lot of places, every school, everybody's at different starting points, right, and brings different things with it. And so I've really found it really useful in the BIAs to have these conversations with people, because you have different life experience, you have different books that they've read, different kinds of things that it's all adding to the educational environment in which we're living, and it really helps to maybe solidify and really better articulate it to yourself, at least to understand these key concepts, and even go beyond that, because some people have a lot of very specialist type skills in certain areas, which then that's able to kind of rub off on the other students. Even if you're not, like, let's say, digital marketer, like you're not planning on becoming a digital marketer, someone who's really good at it can explain it in a way where you understand, hey, this is what's happening, and it really helps that way. Well, this leads us to another big difference between Proakatemia and traditional schools, and that's the use of something called coaches as opposed to teachers. Taru, you introduced yourself as a coach. Tell me, what's a coach?
Yeah. Well, if you compare a teacher and coach, so the first thing is that while teacher is kind of teaching, telling how things are, the facts and theories and all this, and then the students are just listening and taking in the information. So coaches are rather kind of inspiring the students, or actually we call them here teampreneurs, team entrepreneurs, since they are that, to think themselves that what do they know, what they need to know, and actually like seek for the information and also from each others and we in current global digital world, all the information is available somewhere. You cannot kind of expect one teacher to have all the information, but we can be those who kind of coach the students or teampreneurs to kind of find what are the questions, what kind of information they need, what kind of practice they need in order to develop their skills for the projects that they have right now here in Proakatemia, or maybe for their future plans and career plans. So we are basically asking questions, not giving answers.
Yeah, but coming from Latvia, it was very surprising for me to see this hierarchy shift, that this coach, it is not, is it below? No, above the students, that both of them are on the same ground. There's just one who knows how to ask the right questions and guide kind of the students in the right way.
Yes, I like that here at Proakatemia, the coach's office, the door is always open. I visit it almost every day to ask questions, to not get any answers back. But I like that there's no mikä on kynnys?
Barrier.
Yeah, barrier to ask something from a coach.
Yeah, and to be honest, it's so rewarding also that I feel that we coaches learn all the time so much. Like in Proakatemia, everyone learns. There is not, that we would be somehow like as coaches somehow that okay, we sit on the information but we also learn in those dialogue sessions, which are called pajas, that we talked about, that we also learn a lot all the time, and learning via dialogue. So actually, where everyone is sharing their thoughts and being open, it goes much deeper than just reading, for example, something from a book or listening to a lecture. When you discuss and have the dialogue together, so that's really nice. We talk about learning organization, and Proakatemia definitely is a learning organization. You can read about that from somewhere. It's a very well-known concept, and this is, it's also in the business life. Learning organizations where everyone learns are the best, most successful organizations and companies as well.
I just want to add, I feel like this is the moment to say that you have to also be curious to learn and to take the advantage of the learning organization. Because if a coach asks you a question after you have asked questions and you don't go that way, that you go and find the answers for the questions, or if you are not curious enough to explore, to learn, constantly seek out more information, then you will not learn as much as maybe in the other degrees where there is more like going book by book, page by page. So if you are a person who is curious and who wants to learn more, then this is perfect place for you for learning, definitely.
And I found that to be a point of frustration in my first weeks here, was because I come from a more traditional type of education background, and so coming to a place like here where where you're asked questions from coaches instead of given answers, and then having to kind of take that step forward and be like, okay, well, how do I now figure out what it is that I'm supposed to learn and all these kinds of things. There was definitely a period of time where I needed to, it was like a readjustment of how do I learn now, because I'm not being told what I need to learn, how I need to go about learning it. It's more like I've got someone who's supporting me through questions that maybe I don't yet understand to ask. And then from there, working through. I mean, that's the way that curiosity works. It was really great that you brought that curiosity word up, because I think that that's such a significant part of what is needed to be here at Proakatemia, is that sense of curiosity and to be open to maybe having that sort of reenacted in our life. Because we're all curious when we're little children. That's how little children learn. But somehow as an adult, we begin losing that and getting more used to being told what we need to learn and things like that. And so there's sort of almost like a deprogramming that happens on that level, which is very, very exciting. And now that I'm getting used to it, I'm really enjoying it, and it's really fitting me well. But there definitely was a little bit of a learning curve even for me on that one. So yeah, it was exciting. That brings me back to this concept of community, which is another big distinctive of Proakatemia. Proakatemia meets here at Tampere's Ammattikorkeakoulu, which is Tampere's University of Applied Sciences. Thank you, Taru. And it's definitely an educational institution, but the decisions here are made in a different way. So would you guys mind telling me, how do decisions actually get made here within the community of Proakatemia?
I think it's very student and coach collaboration happening all the time, and I was quite surprised that it is so much student-driven organization here, because, well, right now we have every 2 weeks we meet together, students and coaches, those who want voluntarily, and we make decisions for the whole community, how we're going to study. We make our own events for studying, or we can make more guidelines to support our study process together with coaches. So I would say like it is very collaborative space.
Yes. Yeah, for example, I think the whole
Team space?
Yeah. Order in team space changed because a lot of students wanted it to change. So it changed. And there was no, or I don't know, was there, but there was no coaches involved. TAMK wasn't involved, and yeah, that was on us. And all other things happening in Proakatemia that are like starting from the students.
Yeah, for example, Terese, you have a big role because you are community leader together with another teampreneur, and you have a lot on your plate, and you are the main contact. For example, then the community coach, Sotku. So maybe you can describe a little bit what you are doing as a community leader.
Well, it is very fun, and I think why I might have a little bit more on my plate is because I'm leading 300 leader-minded people who also could be leaders in my place. So they come, and all of them are proactive. They are not following me. They are running with suggestions. Hey, how about we do this way? How about we implement this one and this one? So I have so much ideas on my plate that I need to like observe and see how we can actually do it. And so I think it's really fun. It's really fun because you work with people who always have something to say, but at the same time, sometimes it might not be so easy because you would wish just to go the easy way. But I think that's why it's really good learning to be in this role and to be in this community. Even if you're not community leader, you get to be inspired by and work as in different leadership roles and face the same challenges. I was janitor team, like doing service for the community, and I faced the same thing. We had a question about what kind of milk we need to have in our kitchen area, and everybody had an opinion. So it was a great learning experience that you can learn for your future when you do service for other companies. So yeah.
Yeah, actually, as we all know, the name of this degree program is Entrepreneurship and Team Leadership. And since we want to kind of practice everything, in real life, so this is the best way to learn the team leadership when you are running, basically, when you are leading the community of 300 plus, teampreneurs and coaches and trying to figure out how to kind of please everyone in a certain way, and on the other hand, like push through the kind of the goals that you have kind of set for yourself and for the community together with coaches and so on. So it's awesome opportunity to learn leadership.
Yeah, and well, this is all network for me. This is all networking, working with people so close. So being part of Proakatemia community, even if you're not in a leadership role, you gain so much by just being active, by just proposing things, by just trying out. So it's really, really cool place to be. Not advertising, but kind of advertising.
Yeah.
So Teresa, just as an international student yourself, what are the things here that you would say would be the main thing that fosters a sense of belonging here at Proakatemia?
Yeah, good question. I think it is good that we have some guidelines. We have some 5 very strong values that we all go by. We start with trust. We have so much trust in our community. We trust each other. We are in this big university, but we still leave our laptops open. We leave our phones. We can go to restroom. We don't have to worry that things will disappear. They always stay, and we can trust each other. We can leave our wallets here, and there's 300 people coming from, how many nationalities do we have?
39 at the moment.
Yeah, so I mean, that speaks volumes how much the first value already goes here. Then second is courage, and we encourage everybody so much to get out of their comfort zones, and we do. I think all of us are constantly making our comfort bubble bigger and bigger and bigger during our whole journey. And then we have our third value, which is doing. I mean, you cannot pass Proakatemia without doing projects and being active. And then learning, which we do a lot through bias and dialogues and writing essays, reading books. We read so many books here, even though there's no curriculum. There is curriculum, but it is not said you need to read this book, and this book. Like, it is just people go to library, get those books, and then host a dialogue session about it or write an essay about it, and other people, again, can read that essay and learn from other person. So a lot of learning is happening here. And then our fifth is success. And we have a lot of success stories, and we celebrate a lot.
Actually, still, when we are talking about the community, we have also these so-called community teams here, and one of there is communication team, there is a data team, and also the sustainable business team. But then there is international relations team, and since Totti, you are kind of head of that team, so maybe you could tell a little bit about that. What do you do?
Yes, so I'm the head of international relations team, and we basically take care of Proakatemia's international relations. And what inspires me the most about that is that Proakatemia gives the students responsibility to take care of those kind of things. There was marketing team, data team, sustainability team, and international relations team. They are all student-led, and students are taking care of basically about Proakatemia's important international relations and also outside marketing, which is for me is very inspiring. And I was in shock when I came here that, hey, why are students taking care of these things? But I think now I understand that it's very important for growth for the people here.
Yeah, you have hosted quite many international guests from, for example, teachers and principals from like foreign universities. So can you tell a little bit like what are the countries where you have had guests that you or your team has hosted here in Proakatemia?
Well, there's many, from India to Czech Republic to Germany to even Chile, and everywhere basically. And yeah, it's not only teachers and professors, but it's also some companies. For example, last year we had a German mobile device provider company here visiting us, and yeah, then I realized that, hey, why am I here basically teaching these guys how to learn? And yeah, I don't know, it was very weird experience for me, but yeah, basically people from everywhere who are interested in Proakatemia's ways.
And it has actually created so much value. All of these visits I have seen, like I have helped some of them, but not comparably to how much you have been hosted. And people can learn so much from this place, and we keep having more and more guests here. So, I mean, that also speaks volumes, I guess.
Yeah, I've been also kind of in part of some of those visits, and I have to say that they have always been amazed and kind of really excited about when they see here how much the students or the teampreneurs are involved in doing things here in Proakatemia. So it's the kind of the common thing that they really kind of admire and want to learn more, and also maybe implement some of these things that we are doing here to their own organizations.
Well, we've spoken a lot here today about dialogue, using the payas, about the different ways that we learn, coaches, and all of these differences that Proakatemia brings to an educational environment as where we are. How can you tell me how the learning style here differs, and what kind of mindset do you need to have, let's just say starting out, but also obviously developing as you're here in order to make you a successful student at Proakatemia? Maybe start with Totti this time.
Well, I don't think there's certain kind of characteristics, but maybe just curiosity that Teresa already thought about, that curiosity to want to learn and also jump into the unknown, because that we do that a lot here. We don't know where our team is heading, and we have to just deal with it and go further, and eventually we will know where we are, and yeah, it'll all work out in the end. But I think that those are the most important.
Yeah, I agree. I heard some highlights from what I was thinking in my mind. I think curiosity, courage, active, proactive attitude, and entrepreneurial mindset. Just to try out everything. So, yeah.
Taru, you see a lot of people coming through Proakatemia, and no doubt you see people that succeed very well and people that do not succeed here. I mean, I think we can all recognize that this isn't the school for everybody, and that there are certain types of people that this just doesn't work for. How would you describe the people that succeed here, maybe, to start with?
I think that Teresa and Totti kind of described very well, those basically attitudes that you need to have. You need to have the curiosity, you need to have the proactivity, kind of eagerness to step out of your comfort zone. So these are the kind of the main things. I would say that then being here and studying here at Proakatemia, it brings you kind of this kind of, or it develops your critical thinking. We all know how social media has kind of not only had good impact, but also like bad impact in that sense. There's all kind of false information kind of around, and your critical thinking and analytical skills, your reflection skills, that you know that who you are, what are your strengths, how can you kind of live the life that looks like you, and you don't just go with the flow. So that's really important. But then one of the most important things is also that in principle, all the learning happens in relationships. So basically, if you really want to kind of grow as a human being, you have to be able to kind of interact with people in a way that you trust them and they trust you, and you want to build something beautiful together. And the fact that you realize how you can kind of use your networks, not just utilize, but kind of have this common kind of not just taking but also giving to others. So if you have this ability to see kind of the bigger picture and see the system, how this current world works and how everything is interrelated somehow. So when you realize that and you see your own role there, you have much more of this feeling of power that I can actually make a difference in this world. I can make some significant things, and I have meaningfulness in my life. I'm not just some drifting there somewhere and all the other people are deciding about my life, but I can actually make a difference and make a positive impact to the world. I think this is something that gives a lot of hope for people today, that they can see their impact in the world, and that they can do meaningful, positive things and lead a good life, happy life.
Yeah, that's such a great way of condensing down what kind of attributes and characteristics and attitudes particularly are needed here at Proakatemia. I've noticed myself even just the level of self-awareness even that needs to kind of come out, and this reliance on self. Like I feel like this has done wonders for my self-esteem, even just working on this and kind of first being introspective enough to see where are the areas of my life that need growth in, and then literally going after those things. And so what a wonderful opportunity. I think about a lot of the people that are younger than me being able to experience this earlier on in life. I'm in my mid-40s. I'm saying mid-40s now. It'll be early 40s by the end of the podcast. But you're just seeing the way that works in a lot of people's lives. It's just it's pretty life altering. Just briefly here at the end, can we talk a little bit about how you feel, how you've developed as a person, as being part of the Proakatemia community and your studies here?
Yes. As Taru said, I probably don't even see how I have developed yet. But for sure, Proakatemia has brought my weaknesses up, and I have been able to actually tackle them. And that's what I'm very thankful for. At least on the first year, I had some stuff I realized, and I had been consciously working on to this day. And I think there's more coming, but that's some nice way I have been developing here as a person.
Yeah, I think I have become very self-aware and it has been very helpful for my own self-development. I think I am very grateful, as you mentioned, that in my early 20s that I am here, that I am able to take this so that I can have so many opportunities for me in the future. And it also has impacted my outside life because I am able to communicate so well. I am able to understand other point of views so well. So that is also one very amazing thing that I have learned here. And 2 days ago, we were in a cottage together with my team, and we realized that we have reached this stage, all of us, that we can say, I don't know, but give me 2 weeks and I will know. So we can also go to our employer and say, okay, maybe I don't know accounting, give me 2 weeks. And it is literally the attitude that Proakatemia teaches you. So
that's wonderful.
Yeah, so I'm so happy to hear what you have been talking here about or telling about your own growth, because I have seen a lot of growth in both of you, and it's just amazing. I always love this moment when we have these last year students when they are kind of about to graduate, and I see that they are so full of this kind of confidence about, even if they don't know what's going to happen after like a couple of months, they are still like sure that, okay, I will manage, I will manage. I have the skills. If there are challenges, I will tackle them, and so on. So that's really nice. And from my own experience, I think what Proakatemia has taught me, or what I have learned here, is that I don't know everything. I cannot do everything. I have some flaws and everything, but also like it's fine. It's okay. I know them. I of course try to tackle them. I can never be perfect, and that's fine. I can be merciful for myself, and when I'm merciful for myself, I'm also merciful for others. So that's somehow like it's really somehow like not rewarding. I don't find the correct word now, but it feels so good inside that I don't need to be perfect, and I can give the leeway for others as well.
Yeah, I've really felt, even in the 6 months that I've been here, just like I mentioned earlier, just this level of self-confidence relating to the business world, being able to kind of get more involved in that as I'm stepping into a new type of career myself, and just having these experiences of working with other companies, working with other teampreneurs here. This was another distinctive that we didn't even get into talking about, was teampreneurs, but just talking with these other teampreneurs that are here and working on projects and in companies, that really has been helping a lot, and building this self-confidence, and just working with the feedback that people give, and this opening myself up to that, and recognizing that somebody giving feedback is giving it because they care and they want to see me succeed. So much in life you hear people saying things poorly about other people, and it's for malicious intent. They're not wanting them to get better or anything like that. But here it's really a community where people will say, hey, you need to work on this thing, and that, can I help you out with that, or something like that, and it's a very collaborative community for that. It's really refreshing, I would say. So what a joy it's been to hear. Well, I want to thank you all for joining us today. I think we've gone through our distinctives here today for this the purpose of this podcast, and I want to just take a moment to thank all of you listeners here today. I know many of you are thinking about, or perhaps you've already applied for studies here at Proakatemia, and I hope you all the most success in that. And I hope that you have a good time going through this application process. Ask a lot of questions. Come at it with curiosity, and hope to see many of you next fall.